Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to be making this beautiful trendy beaded bag. If it's something you're interested in, keep on watching. So guys, let's get right into it. In today's video, we're going to be using this particular bead in size 8, our cutter, and yeah, of course, our fishing line. So to start the bag, you're going to cut out your fishing line, pick 4 beads, and then place the 4 beads into the line. Cross your other line into the 4th bead. And make sure your line is equal. So up next, you're going to pick 3 beads. You add 1 bead into each line and cross with the 3rd one. This is what you should have. So we are going to continue this process and build up our rings up until 22 rings. Alright guys, our 22 rings is now complete. So what we're going to do next is we are going to pass our fishing line round onto this next bead. We are going to be applying our reduction method, guys. So yeah, our fishing line is now inside the bead we want it to be. So to continue this second line, we are going to build up until this second to the last bead. Remember, we are using the reduction method. So let's continue. So yeah, we are going to be picking up 3 beads and we'll pass that into our left fishing line. Cross the second fishing line with the 3rd bead. And then pass your fishing line, the one facing down, pass it into the next bead. Pick up 2 beads and then pass it on the fishing line facing upward. Cross with the 2nd bead. So we are going to continue like this up until the 2nd to the last bead. Remember, we are using the reduction method. Alright guys, so the second line is done now. This is what you should be having. So now we are going to be passing our fishing line round onto this bead I'm pointing to, just as we did in the previous line, okay? So yeah guys, we are going to continue this process just as we did in the previous row. We are going to be using the reduction method and then we are going to be building up until we have nothing to reduce again. This is what your 3rd row should be looking like. So guys, this is what your work should be looking like. You should be having 2 beads pointing upwards. So we are going to be turning over our work to the other side. Then we'll be passing our fishing line into the 2nd bead. So we've passed our fishing line into the 2nd bead. Make sure your fishing line is equal. So yeah, we're going to be picking up 3 beads. We'll be passing that into our left fishing line. Cross your right fishing line into the 3rd bead. Make sure your fishing line is equal. So we are going to be picking the fishing line facing down, pass it through the next bead as you can see in the video. Pick up 2 beads and then pass that into the fishing line facing up and cross with the other fishing line. We are going to repeat that same process. Pass your fishing line, the one facing down, pass it into the next bead. Pick up 2 beads and pass into the fishing line facing up. Then you cross with the 2nd bead. So we are going to continue that process again. Pick up 2 beads. So yeah, we are going to continue this process up until the last bead. The last bead this time around, because in this row we are going to be using both the addition method and the reduction method. You know, we've used the reduction method, so now we are heading to the addition method. So let's just continue up until the last bead. So yeah, we are now on the last bead. Remember, this side is where we are going to be applying the addition method. So what we are going to do now is to add an extra ring by the side. So you are going to be picking up 3 beads and then put that into your right fishing line. So we are going to be crossing that with our left fishing line. So that extra ring has been added, as you can see. You need to pull your work firmly at this stage, okay? So now we are going to be picking up the fishing line by the right. We are going to be adding 3 beads into that fishing line. Make sure you pull your work firmly. So pick up 3 beads, put that into the right fishing line, and then cross with the left fishing line. This is a new row, and remember, this side is the addition side where we are going to be adding extra rings, so we have to go back and add an extra ring for this particular row. So cross your fishing line round onto this bead so we can put that extra ring. Okay guys, let's add that extra ring to this particular row. So we are going to be adding 3 beads into our right fishing line. And here we've gotten our extra ring. So now we have to continue this particular row. We are going to pass our fishing line back into where we were before, so we can build up on that row. Alright guys, so we are going to continue this particular row. We are going to continue building the roll up until the second to the last bead. Remember, we are heading up until the reduction side, so we are building up until the second to the last bead. So guys, don't forget we are heading towards the reduction side, so we are ending this particular roll on the second to the last bead, as you can see in the video. So yeah, we are now on that second to the last bead. So to go on to the next row, you are going to be picking your fishing line by the right, then pick up 2 beads and then cross with the second fishing line, so we can move on onto the next row. Remember, we are at the reduction side, so we are going to skip the first bead and then move our fishing line round to the second bead so we can start the new row. So we are just going to continue this process. Always remember to skip a bead at the reduction side and add an extra ring at the addition side. So guys, let's continue this particular row. We are going to move our fishing line round up onto this bead and then mat down until the last bead. Remember, we are heading towards the addition side, so let's move our fishing line round onto the next bead. So let's start the new row. You are going to be picking the fishing line by your left, pick up 3 beads, and then cross with the other fishing line. Pick up the fishing line facing down, pass that into the next bead. Then pick up the fishing line facing up, pick 2 beads, pass that into your fishing line and cross with the second bead. So we are just going to continue this process up until the very last bead. Remember, we are heading towards the addition side. So yeah, we are now on the last bead. Remember, we are on the addition side, so we have to add an extra ring. So let's get right into that. We are going to add the ring just as we did in the previous row. We've added that extra ring, so now it's time to move on to the next row. Alright guys, so we're just going to continue this particular process. Always remember to add extra rings at the addition side and reduce from the reduction side. So the addition side is actually what determines the length of the bag. So we're just going to continue this particular process up until we reach our desired length. Let's see what we have here, guys. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So we are going to continue this process until we have 23 rings at the addition side. Don't forget to also reduce at the reduction side. So let's continue. So we are here, guys. I believe this is what your work should be looking like at this stage. So we have done 23 rings at the addition side, and that is what I want for the length of my bag. You can decide to increase if you want. So yeah, we are going to turn on to the reduction side, and we are going to continue reducing just as we've done at the reduction side. You pick the second bead and stop at the second to the last bead, and we are going to continue like that up until we have nothing to reduce. So guys, don't forget we are reducing at this stage. You are going to be ending at the second to the last bead. And don't forget, you can always go to your YouTube settings to reduce the speed. Also, don't forget to go to the next row. You are meant to skip one bead at each of the side, and we are going to continue building up until we get the same side as this place. So guys, this is what your work should be looking like now. Your work should be having 2 curved edges and 2 pointy edges. So now we are going to proceed to building up the side of the bag. So guys, I've done one side of the bag, so we are going to proceed to doing the second side of the bag. So I'm going to teach you how you can mark up the side of your bag. So you go to one side of the pointy edge, go to the second ring, then draw down the line diagonally, just as you are seeing in the video. Just watch the video, you understand what I'm saying. Get your marker and mark the 2 beads so you don't get confused. Go to the other pointy edge, draw down diagonally, just as you are seeing me doing, and then mark your 2 beads, just because I've done that other side. So you go up and then mark the 2 beads. So that's where we are going to be building our side. So guys, I need you to watch this particular place carefully. You need to pass your fishing line through the second marked bead and the bead following the second marked bead. You are going to make sure you skip the first marked bead. Pass your fishing line through those 2 beads. Then pick the fishing line at your right hand. Pick up 2 beads, pass it through the fishing line at your right hand. Please pay careful attention to this side. Then cross with the other end of the fishing line. Make sure your fishing line is equal. So now you are going to pick the bead facing down. That's the bead on your right. Pick 3 beads. And cross with the other end of the fishing line. So as you can see now, we now have beads on top of that second marked bead. So what we are going to be doing next is an addition process. So you are going to be picking up your fishing line up, the one up, pick up 4 beads. Please take note of this particular part. Pick up 4 beads. And notice you are not going to be crossing. You are going to be using the same fishing line to cross through the first bead, just as you are seeing in the video. Then you pull that down. So I had to change the position of the camera so you can see this part carefully. So after pulling that down, you pick up 2 beads. You pass that into the same fishing line and then cross with the other fishing line. Just watch the video carefully and follow what I'm doing in the video. Can you see? So you take the fishing line facing down, you pass that through the next bead. Pick up 2 beads. Pass that through the fishing line facing upward. And cross with the other fishing line. So yeah, we are at the edge of that part. So we are going to go through the next 2 beads. After passing our fishing line into the next 2 beads, we are going to pick 1 bead and use it to cross both fishing lines. After crossing, you pick the fishing line down, pass it through the next 2 beads. After passing into the next 2 beads, pick up the fishing line on the right, put 2 beads, and cross with the second bead. So we are going to build back up. As you can see, we are going back. So pick the fishing line facing down, pass through the next bead, pick up 2 beads, pass it through the fishing line, and cross with the other hand. Pick up the fishing line facing down, pass it through the next bead, put 2 beads in the fishing line facing up, and cross with the second bead. We are going to repeat that same process again. Pick the fishing line facing down, put it in the next bead, put 2 beads on the one facing up, and cross with the second bead. So now you're going to pick the fishing line and pass it through the next bead. Pick up 2 beads and cross with the second bead. So now we are going to pick 3 beads and place it into the fishing line facing down and cross with the other end. So what we're just doing here is we are repeating the same process. You pick 4 beads, cross with the same fishing line, and then you start passing right back down. So when you get to the edge, you pass your fishing line facing down through the next 2 beads, just as we did in the previous row. So what you are going to do now, you are going to pick up 1 bead, but this time around you are not going to cross. You are only going to pass the same fishing line into the other bead where the other fishing line is, just as you are seeing in the video. So you are going to pull your fishing line tightly. So next we are going to pass our fishing line round into this bead. So yeah, we now have the fishing line in the bead. So you're going to pick the fishing line on your right hand, pick up 3 beads and place it into the fishing line. And cross with the 3rd bead. So we are just going to work our way back up like we did in the previous rows. You are going to pick the fishing line down, pass 2 beads and cross with the other fishing line. So you are just going to continue like that. Since we finished the base and we are just increasing the size, we are going to count the length of the side we are building on. And we have just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows here. So we are going to build up to 9 at the side too. So we are just going to be building up since we finished the base of the side. So let's get right into it. Since we are just repeating the same process, I'm going to increase the speed of the video so as not to waste much of our time. And don't forget, you can always go back to your YouTube settings to slow down the speed. So yeah guys, this is what your work should be looking like. You should be having one pointy edge and one curved edge. You know, we are going to be attaching it to the side of the bag, just as you can see. So moving on to the side of the bag. So for the side of the bag, we won't be using beads to join. We are only going to be using our thread. As you can see, we already have 4 potential rings. So we are only going to be using our thread to join the rings together. So let's get right into it. So we are going to be passing our fishing line into these 4 beads. So you are just going to be watching the video and see how I'm going to be passing the thread around. It's nothing serious, you're just going to pass your thread to form a ring. So just watch the video. So joining the side with the curvy edge, what you are going to do is you are going to skip the first 2 beads. These first 2 beads, you are going to skip it. So you are going to pass your thread into the next 4 beads. You are going to skip the first 2 beads, but pass your thread into the next 4 beads. So after joining the side, this is what you should have. You should have these 2 curvy parts showing in your bag. That's where we are going to start our handle. So let's start building up our handle. Now we are going to pass our fishing line into these 2 beads. The 2 beads from the curvy edge, you are going to pass your fishing line into the 2 beads. Then we are going to pick up 2 beads and put that into the fishing line on the right side. So that is going to close down that side to give you an equal part of the bag. We are just going to follow the beads from the down parts to build up our handle. So let's get right into it. After passing the 2 beads inside of the fishing line, pick up the fishing line facing down and pass it through the next bead. So now you are going to pick up 2 beads and place it into the fishing line facing up. Then we are going to cross with the second bead. up the fishing line up, pick up 3 beads, pass it into the fishing line facing up, and then cross with the 3rd bead. Pick the fishing line facing down, pass it through the next 2 beads. And then pick up 1 bead and cross with that bead. Just as we've done before, pick up the fishing line up, pick 3 beads, pass it into the fishing line up and cross with the 3rd bead. Pick the fishing line down again, pass it through the next 2 beads. Pick up 1 bead and cross with the bead. So we're just going to repeat the same process until we reach the desired base of our handle. So just keep on watching the video since we are repeating the same process. So yeah, we've reached the desired base of our handle. So now we're going to start building up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pass our fishing line over to this bead. We're going to pick the fishing line down and pass it through the next bead. Let's just continue watching the video. It's just the same process we are repeating. So yeah, we are done with this side. It should be having 2 beads, 2 rings on the side. So we are going to repeat the same process onto the other side. So this is what you should be having. This is what your bag should be looking like now. So now we are going to start building up our handle. So we are going to pass the fishing line into this bead. That's the bead from the first base of the handle. Pass one end of that fishing line into it, and on the other end add one bead into it, and then pass the same end into the other side of the base of the handle, just as you're seeing in the video. Then you take another bead, just one, and cross both ends of the fishing line. After crossing, take this end of the fishing line, pass it into this bead, take the other end, pass it into the bead. Just watch the video carefully. And then cross it one bead. We are going to continue this process up until the end. Let's keep watching the video. So now we've completed it, so it's time to start building up the handle. And you should have just 3 beads at this end. If you're not having 3 beads, definitely you're having a mistake somewhere. So let's continue into the handle. You're going to pick 3 beads, pass it into one end of the fishing line, and cross with the 3rd bead. Then you take the fishing line facing down, pass it into the next bead. Pick up 2 beads, pass it into the fishing line facing up, and cross with the 2nd bead. So next, we are going to pass the fishing line facing down into the next bead and the 1st bead from the 1st row. this time around we are going to be picking just one bead. Then we cross with this one bead. So we are going to continue beading up our handle. Now we are going to pick 3 beads again. Place it on one end of the fishing line. Pass with the 3rd bead. Pick up the fishing line facing down and pass it through the next bead. Pick up 2 beads, place it into the fishing line facing up and pass with the 2nd bead. And again, we are going to pick up the fishing line facing down and pass it through the next bead and the 1st bead from the other row. And we are going to pick up just 1 bead and cross with the bead. So we are going to continue this process to build up our handle. So this is what we have now. We are going to repeat the same process with the 2nd handle. So we are just going to continue building up this particular handle so we can be able to bend and meet the other side of the handle. And our bag is coming to shape. So let's continue building up the handle so it can meet up the other side. So it's time for us to join the handle. You are going to pick one end of the fishing line, add 1 bead into it, and then pick up that same side of the fishing line and pass it through the other side of the handle so we can join the handle together. Just keep on watching the video to see how I join the angle. So basically we're just going to pass our fishing line around to make the handle firm. And that's all. We have our bag. Yay! So yeah, this is the final look of the bag. And if you like, you can decide to add a zipper to the middle, but for this video I won't be adding any. So if you have any question, you can always ask a question in the comment section. If you found this tutorial useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video. Bye guys.